Isiolo did not prepare a receipt of revenue statement in the financial year ending 30th June 2022 and financial year ending 30th June 2023. Governor, can you confirm whether you prepared your receipt of revenue statement?
Yes, Chair. We have appointed a receiver of revenue, so we are now preparing the.
Did you prepare in the financial year 2020 ending 2022, 30th June?
Yes.
Did you present them to the Auditor General for audit?
Yeah, we have presented.
Auditor General, did you receive the ROR for 30th June 2022?
No, Chair.
Who is your receiver of revenue? Who is your receiver of revenue?
What's the name of your designated receiver of revenue?
Safia Abdijilo.
When was the appointment made? That is your responsibility, CEC.
30th, I'm just confirming that the 30th of April.
Which year?
This year.
So prior to that, you didn't have a receiver of revenue?
No.
What does the law say about receiver of revenue and designation? Who is responsible?
I'm the one responsible to appoint the receiver of revenue.
And what does PFM say about your responsibility? The CEC Finance shall
appoint.
When did you assume office as CEC Finance?
1st of November, 2022.
So between 1st of November and April, there was no receiver of revenue?
Yes.
Do you have collectors of revenue appointed?
Yes.
So who was managing the collectors of revenue in the absence of a receiver of revenue?
The director revenue.
Was he designated specifically as required by the PFM Act?
No.
And that's why your own source revenue collection will never be optimal. You are always going to have shortfalls. And in this committee, over the years, we have talked about OSR from Isiolo, particularly with respect to parks. And I remember in the past chairing meetings with other governors, the past governors of Isiolo. We have made a lot of recommendations on automation, optimization of your revenue streams. But if you don't have a focused person managing it, then you are not going to meet your targets.
How many streams of revenue do you have?
Our main revenue, 80% of our revenue comes from the game parks.
So you have only one stream?
No, that's the main one, but we have several.
How many?
I can't know the number, but we have so many.
I thought you are the CEC Finance. You should be knowing where your streams are or how many your streams are.
Is it still your position, Governor, that your receipt of revenue statements for 2022 were prepared and submitted to the Auditor General? Because the officers were saying yes. What is the original position? Because the Auditor General disagrees with you. And Clerk of the Senate, has there been any receipt of revenue statement from Isiolo tabled?
We can check.
Chair, what happened when Governor came in place, these structures and for receiver of revenues for
I think the question was a statement, whether the statements have been prepared.
We started with the one for CRF, but because we didn't have the base years or the base statements to make the work easier, it took us a lot of time. That's why we presented the same late. The Auditor General can confirm that they received
for 2022.
Yes,
the Auditor General has talked about 2023. 30th June 2023, he confirms to have received. Yes. I am asking for year ended 30th June 2022, which was the first year when you are expected to separate your financial statements, CRF, ROR, and executive. Did you do that in 2022?
That was not presented because the governor resumed office in the year 2022-2023.
My brother,
Not 20.
we are not talking about the governor who's there right
It
now.
was not
We are talking
presented.
about the county government of Isiolo.
The county government of Isiolo did not have the receiver of revenues statement for that period,
That's what you
2021-2022.
For the year ended 30th June 2023?
Yeah, that one we have.
What and what did you prepare?
We started the CRF statement. That we presented to them, but it was late for the audit review. But they can confirm that they received the same. Then after that, we started the one for ROR, the receiver of revenues report. But it's actually, we can be given, during this week, we can present the same.
It's not us to give you time. It's the National Treasury through the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board that has a constitutional mandate to provide guidelines on reporting for counties. So it's not
it's
order,
already there.
Order. Sometimes when you are quiet, you learn. It is the responsibility of the county to comply with the requirements and standards issued by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. We have just come from Mombasa, where we could not consider the reports of the Auditor General for the year ended 30th June 2022 because Mombasa did not comply with the standards or with the template that was produced for the first time in that financial year. In fact, when it comes to Isiolo, we'll be asking ourselves whether we should proceed with that inquiry if you did not comply with the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. So it's not a matter of we could give you a little time. Treasury issued a circular which went to all the 47 county governments and county entities. The accountants or members of ISPAC who prepared the financial statements for the financial year ended 2022 and 2023 that do not comply with the standards. And we were with the Council of ISPAC in Mombasa last week. We have agreed that we find such an accountant, we report them to ISPAC. They should not be trusted with management of public funds if they cannot comply with simple things. So I think that is not a matter for us to reopen because ISPAC was there. They agreed with us that a member who has become CPA-K, that should be the easiest thing to do what the PSASB requires.